Let's quickly get you. Today is a big day as far as the courts are concerned. We're getting this big development coming in from the Supreme Court with regards to actor Darshan. His bail has now been cancelled by the Supreme Court. The order that came on Karnataka government's plea to cancel the bail granted to the Kannada actor Darshan in Renukaswamy murder case, Darshan along with actor Pavitra Gowda and others who face serious charges related to abduction, torture and murder of 33-year-old Renukaswamy in Bengaluru. Let's quickly get in a word from Dipankar, who's connected with us. Dipankar, what did the court say while cancelling the bail?
Well, the Supreme Court has now cancelled the bail that was granted to actor Darshan, where it said that the High Court order suffers from various infirmities, and also said that it went beyond its jurisdiction and undertook extensive examination of the evidence which the trial court was alone permitted to do, or which the trial court alone could do. The Supreme Court also said that the liberty granted can pose a threat to dispensing justice. Remember, it was argued while this bail cancellation was being argued that he may influence witnesses and he may tamper with the evidences. So the court, taking into note that submission, said that the liberty which has been granted by the High Court to actor Darshan can pose a threat to dispensing justice, and directed that that actor Darshan should surrender forthwith. Joining these judgment that was passed, Justice Patiwala, who was heading the bench, said that the judgment conveys a message that the accused, however big he is not above the law, and obedience of law is demanded as a right and not as a favor. It said that the justice delivery system at any level must ensure the rule of law. So these were the observations that the Supreme Court granted, that the Supreme Court said that the Supreme Court made while dismissing the bail that was granted to actor Darshan, and has directed him to surrender forthwith as soon as possible.
All right. Imran and Neha also connected with us. Imran, as far as the whereabouts of the actor is concerned, because it was business as usual for him, it seems, right after being granted bail, he continues to be on a shoot and not in the country. Well, Neha, if you can take that question. Imran is getting connected with us.
Well, that's right. We're picking up now that the Supreme Court indeed has asked, in fact, actor Darshan there to come forward now and surrender, given that his bail has been dismissed, by the top court today. While, of course, we wait here at the residence of the actor in Bengaluru in RR Nagar, we quickly, of course, go through exactly what the Supreme Court there has highlighted, starting off with what first the Supreme Court spoken about, the High Court order here, going on to say it's the trial court alone that, can undertake extensive examination of the evidence in the pre-trial stage, pointing out that there were lapses with the High Court order. Secondly, the Supreme Court's also noted now that the liberty granted under the impugned order poses a threat to dispensing justice, further pointing out how no one really is above the law. Secondly, of course, the Supreme Court also, in fact, goes on to talk about how, while cancelling the bail and asking him to come forward and surrender, it's a big message that's been sent out that the accused, however big, may not be above the law, and that obedience to the law is demanded as a right and not as a favor. While, of course, the actor currently is not at home, while, of course, he's out on a shoot is what's being said, it'll really remain to be seen when he'd come forward, when he'd surrender, and of course how the legal proceedings thereon would follow. Remember, a host of arguments that were put forth over there by the actor's legal team as well as by the Karnataka government when they went on to seek the quashing of the bail there that the High Court had granted, primarily putting out how, a lot of reasons that the actor had initially given, citing ill health, were of course quite literally proven otherwise, as he went off for a shoot almost immediately after he was out on bail. Secondly, of course, the Karnataka government also had argued on various aspects of how, the bail being granted there could possibly pose a big threat as well, and a lot of, of course, other arguments as well that were made. But the Supreme Court today
some big observations that have been made by the Supreme Court, as Neha